Hi students, welcome to lecture 24 in our course, and today I'm going to discuss flaps and high lift devices. These are essentially devices which are used to increase the lift coefficient of an airfoil, and these devices are very important especially when you are doing landing and takeoff of a fixed wing aircraft. I'm Dr. Ranjan Ganguly. Now, like I mentioned before, the fixed wing aircraft have a problem that they cannot fly at extremely slow speeds. So essentially there is a lowest speed in which these aircraft can fly, and this is going to limit their landing and takeoff capability. They are going to require a runway of a certain length so that they can land and take off. And we are able to get some equations for this by looking at the definition of lift itself. So this speed, which is the lowest speed at which an aircraft can fly in straight and level flight, is called the stall speed. And to derive this, we start with the equation for lift, which is L is Q infinity SCL, Q infinity being the dynamic pressure, S being the area of the wing, CL being the lift coefficient, and I can write this out as half rho infinity V infinity square SCL, where I know that rho infinity is the density of air and V infinity is the speed at which the aircraft is flying through air. So from this equation, I can immediately write V infinity in this form, that's root of 2L by rho infinity SCL. Now, if we look at a typical aircraft which is flying, we know that to balance this aircraft in air, the lift must be equal to its weight. So I am assuming straight and level flight here. And so I can replace L by W because W is something we know. We typically know the weight of an aircraft. And then if I substitute these values, I know W, I know rho infinity, which is the density of air. I know the area of the wing. And if I know CL, then I am able to get the value for V infinity. Now, think about it a little bit. What is the maximum value of CL you can get? Now, we know from our previous knowledge that this is going to be CL max. So if I substitute CL max, I get the lowest possible speed here because remember CL goes up to a certain value and the maximum value is going to be CL max, and that is going to correspond to the minimum speed of the aircraft at which it can fly. So that is V stall. So V stall is root of 2W by rho infinity S CL max. Now again, just to review, if you remember the curve of CL versus alpha, it's essentially this kind of a line and it reaches a maximum value here at CL max, and this corresponds to alpha stall. So essentially this is the point at which the CL starts going down. So naturally this is the maximum value at which we can extract maximum lift out of the airfoil section. So if you are going to fly the aircraft such that alpha value is very close to alpha stall, then you are going to encounter this value here. Now, the value of CL max is of course restricted by the airfoil section you have selected. So in a typical aircraft, there is a particular airfoil section and you can get the CL max value for that airfoil section and calculate V stall. Now, you would actually like to increase the CL max value beyond whatever your airfoil gives you, and this becomes possible by using certain devices known as flaps. So for example, if I again go back to the CL alpha curve, I can see a situation here where there is a typical airfoil section and there is a flap here which I have shown in this yellow here. Now if this flap is at 0 degrees, then you get the typical delta is 0 line which we have seen before. However, if you deflect this flap by an angle, let's say it's 10 degrees, then the curve shifts to this red line here. So you can see here that by varying delta you can increase CL max dramatically because the CL max has now shifted from this blue dot here to this red dot here, and if I go up to 25 degrees it would go further up and so on. So essentially this is a very important thing to realize, that the CL max of an aircraft can be increased very substantially by increasing the flap angle. And physically what happens here is that the flap angle increases the effective camber of the airfoil section. So what you are doing is kind of creating an adaptive camber situation when you are moving this flap. So where do you use these high lift devices? Essentially, they are used during takeoff and landing. And what it lets you do is use a kind of variable camber which can be controlled. So for example, let's see again a typical wing here. Now, if you have flown an aircraft, you will see that there is a device flap here, there is sometimes a slat here. And so what will happen is that whenever you are taking off or landing, if you are near a window seat and you are looking out, you will see that this flap will go down here like this and the slat will go down here like this. And the effect of both these actions is that they are going to increase the camber of the airfoil section and they are going to increase CL max. So substantial increases of CL max are possible through this measure, and therefore you can use it to reduce the stall feet further. So the stall speed can be brought down using these high lift devices. So let's now try to summarize the important things we have learned today. We have seen that fixed wing aircraft cannot fly below a certain speed, which is known as the stall speed. The stall speed is given by root of 2W rho infinity SCL max, and we can see from this equation that stall speed depends on the weight, which is the aircraft weight. It also depends on the area of the wing, on the density of the air, which in turn is proportional to the altitude you are in. So the behavior is going to be different. For example, at sea level compared to if you are taking off in a mountainous region or on some high plateau. And also, of course, it depends on CL max, which is something which we are able to control using the flap and the slats. So let's look at each of these effects separately. Let's look at density. So you clearly see here that density is in the denominator. So if you are at a high altitude, maybe in a mountain somewhere, then the density is going to be less. And so the stall speed is going to be more. And therefore, a longer runway is going to be needed at this particular location. Similarly, if you start looking at weight, you will see weight is in the numerator here. So if you actually were to shed weight, you could reduce the stall speed and so you could land in a shorter runway, and sometimes this is done. If you are in certain locations and you need to land quickly, the aircraft may throw off its fuel in some cases, and so with that you can effectively land in a shorter runway. This is of course used only in emergency situations, but there are situations where this kind of thing has to be done, especially the pilot has to make some compromise between the altitude at which he is flying, the weight at which he is flying, and so on, because from this equation we can see that if S is fixed and CL max also gets fixed by whatever airfoil he has and whatever high lift devices he has, the only thing he can then focus is on W. This is only to be used in extreme situations. And finally, of course, we have the maximum lift coefficient here. So stall speed can be reduced by increasing CL max, and which can be increased by flaps and slats and different high lift devices. So that's a field where many of the aerospace engineers work on. There are newer and newer designs of these kind of high lift devices, and so you can even use, for example, smart structures and piezo ceramics to actuate such devices, and different kind of smart materials have been conjectured to be used in these devices. Now, lower speeds for landing and takeoff would of course mean shorter runways, which means that you can land at smaller airports in smaller towns and so on. So this is an important practical application. And also, though a lot of mention today was made about trailing edge flap, remember that leading edge slats essentially have the same philosophy. They also change the camber of the airfoil, and through that they increase CL max, and by increasing CL max they are going to reduce Vstall. So these are certain things you can always remember whenever you are flying in an aircraft next time. Take a look out of your window seat if you are able to get one, and take a look at how the flaps and slats are being deployed, especially during takeoff and landing. And you will see that once you have completed the takeoff, the pilot essentially puts them back, and the airplane wing then becomes a regular airfoil section. So that's something interesting which you need to keep in mind. So that was the lecture for today where we got introduced to the high lift devices, and I hope it was useful to you, and I will see you in a video sometime soon. See you then.